All right, guys, example number 2. Before we get started on it, before I even read it, that first one was just to get us to practice picking a variable for what we're looking for and then sticking it into the inequality. Okay? So let's look at this one. Example number 2 says, Molly set her car's trip odometer. Okay? The little thing that tells us how far we're going on a certain trip, not how far the car has traveled in its lifespan. But at 0 at the start of her trip home. When the odometer showed that she had driven 16 miles, a highway sign showed her that she was still more than 25 miles from home. What is the minimum distance to the nearest mile that she will have traveled when she arrives home? Now think about this. Let's just think about this for a moment. We need a variable. What's our variable? What do you want our variable to be, Ben?
M.
Okay, variable is going to be M. All right, variable is M. What does it stand for, Ben?
Total miles in the trip.
Okay, I don't think, yeah, I'm sorry. Total, you're right. Total miles of trip. Okay, now what sort of inequality can we set up with this?
M minus 16
M minus 16, because she's already traveled 16, right?
is less than.
Is less than.
Yeah.
It says a highway sign showed that she was still more than 25 miles. So the total distance that she has left, right? So, I mean, the distance she has left has to be greater than 25. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because remember, we took the total distance here, and we subtracted the 16 miles that she'd gone, and that gives us how much is left, and the sign said it had to be greater than 25. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Good. Now, Ben has set this completely up for us. Thank you, Ben. Joe, what do I do from here, just so I can answer the question?
Add 15 to the side.
Add 16.
Add 16. Sorry.
Good. And I'm going to get that M has to be greater than.
41.
Well, now, wait a minute. It said a minimum distance. It didn't say that it had to be more than 25, right? It just had to be greater than or equal to 25, right? So I need to, because it said minimum, I need to say greater than or equal to, because it could be 25. All right, so then it has to be greater than or equal to 41. Okay? All right, does that make sense? Guys, before we move on, before we go into the next one, I want you to keep in mind and think about this. At least means greater than or equal to, right?
At least.
At most means less than or equal to. No more than means less than or equal to, right? Because all of those statements imply that it can be that number, right? No more than 10. Can it be 10? Yeah, but no more than that. So it has to be less than or equal to 10, right? So be looking for those. A minimum means greater than or equal to 25. All right? Okay, good job. Let's look at this next one.